Are you ready? It's time for another great infotaining show filled with power-packed business and life information. Welcome to Your Future Is Now with your host, Jim Grant, and co-host, Don McGrath. Want to know how to create a fantastic TED Talk? Or how you can become an author or a speaker or build your own online business? Maybe it's reaching a level of success in your life that you deserve. Their show is designed to provide information to assist you towards your success and destiny. Each week, Jim and Don will interview a special guest and share exciting lessons. So grab a pen and paper, take some notes. Thanks for joining the show. Now, here's Jim.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Your Future Is Now is sponsored by speakerspathway.com. Last week on the show, ladies and gentlemen, we had a show aimed at the veterans, about veterans' benefits when it comes to the VA home loan. And we had two guests on. There was Joanna Zupas. She's a realtor there in Orlando, Florida, Winter Park, Florida, as a matter of fact, the suburb of Orlando. And we had Eric Putt, P-U-T-T. It's like you put a ball there. And Eric is a mortgage lender. And they really shared a ton of information, cleared up a lot of myths and things of that nature. So please go to the show there and download it, or you can listen to it on iTunes. And if you're a veteran, if you're looking to do a VA loan, if you got some ideas or questions about it, please, I think it would be very, very beneficial for you to listen to the podcast there. And we got to welcome back Dandy Don. Dandy Don took a day of leave last week. We sure didn't miss him, and I had to work overtime and wipe sweat to fill his shoes there, but we got it done, Dandy. Welcome back to the show, brother.
Thank you so much. And I had a chance to listen to some of last week's show. I'm really sorry I couldn't be there, but I am back full guns today.
We're so glad to have you. And, you know, Dandy, you're also the co-founder of Speakers Pathway Coalition, our sponsor for the Your Future Is Now. And you guys got some complimentary gifts there. Would you share with the audience a couple of them, please?
Sure. If you go to speakerspathway.com, go to our homepage, click the button right in the middle that says complimentary gifts. And just for example, one of them that's in there is from Dustin Matthews, one of our executive training directors. He does a podcast on wealthfit.com, and he has information in there that you can download on how to get out of debt, boost your active income, and start investing for passive income. Everybody wants mailbox money. I love getting mailbox money for my books. So Dustin will teach you how to do that with this information. So go to speakerspathway.com, click complimentary gifts right in the middle. You can't miss it, and download Dustin's information. It's fantastic stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We had Dustin on a previous show, and the thing that really impressed me about Dustin was that he says, you know, you go to college and no one teaches you how to do business or even how to balance a checkbook and the basics. You know, if you don't have the basics down pat, I mean, you're hurting. And today we have one of our members of the Speakers Pathway Coalition on as one of our guests, Angel Marie Monachelli. And Dandy Don, when I think of Angel Marie, one word comes to my mind, and that word is shine.
Shine and energy. Shine and energy, for sure.
She is that. And, of course, she's affiliated with us and also Network Together out there in Phoenix, Arizona. Their website is networktogether.net. Don, would you be so kind to invite her on to the show there and tell folks a little bit about her, please, sir?
It would be my pleasure. Angel is such a motivator. She's so full of energy. Wherever she shows up, whether it be at a networking event or on the stage, on Facebook, everything she does is just so full of positive energy. It's my pleasure to welcome Angel to the show. Welcome, Angel.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here with both of you, Jim and Don.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, you know, the one thing that I think about when I think about Angel, we were at the Pathway for Vets event there in Colorado Springs. And we had a young gentleman there that had a lot of personal problems. And he was homeless. And Angel got on stage there, and she started with her Shine On song and her movement and everything. And she had all of us, including him, singing the Shine On song. And that was just really amazing. And we're so glad to know that we made a positive impact in that young man's life. He is no longer homeless. He's starting to get his life together. He had, like I said, a lot of personal problems. And we're just so grateful because if the only thing we accomplished at that event was to change that one person's life, it was well spent. Trust me on that. And Don, I know that you've had communications with the young man, and we're just very glad that at least he's heading in the right direction, getting some help and everything. That's really a blessing, isn't it?
Yeah, from sleeping under a bridge, homeless, to having an apartment, having a job, being able to get some action, getting some traction on getting on his own 2 feet, pursuing some education, just whatever little part we played in that. I'm very proud to have been part of that journey.
Yeah, you and I.
Very proud. Very proud.
Yeah, because Angel, you know who I'm talking about there. You were the lady singing that song there, and it is so wonderful to be able to touch someone's life like that. And the reason I say that is because, Angel, that's what you do. But you've had a long, hard road to get there. It didn't come to you in a silver basket, did it?
No, it did not. It was definitely a trial and tribulations, and keep going on and not giving up, ever giving up.
You know, one of the things that Don and we admire about you is the fact that you have dyslexia, but yet you may have dyslexia, but dyslexia does not have you, does it?
No, it absolutely doesn't. It is something in my life that anybody that has dyslexia, it never goes away. It just doesn't. It's what and how you deal with it, how you show up.
Yeah, just your attitude is a lot of it, because I did a little bit of a list there, and Don, I was really shocked at some of the people on the list. Albert Einstein, I mean, goodness, he didn't let that hold him back. How about Nikola Tesla? And you see other Nikola Tesla and Richard Branson, and even Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple. I mean, so if someone has dyslexia like you have, and would you share with the audience some of the things that's helped you keep focusing, keep on, and not allow it to stop you?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is accepting the fact that I have dyslexia, yet it doesn't control my life, and that when things arise, ask for help. And that's a huge thing, is that we don't ask for help, and we're not in a place always to be vulnerable and be able to say, hey, and with Speakers Pathway Coalition and with all the executive directors and with you, Jim, and Don, having the coaching sessions and being able very early on saying, hey, this is the way I learn, or I don't get that. Can you put it a different way? And not having any time that I felt like I was dumb, stupid, I was scolded, shamed. That's the biggest thing, is none of us, we want to feel valued, and none of us want to feel shamed for anything. And we don't want to feel less than, and I've never felt that because I accept it, but yet I know how to ask for the help, ask for the way that I need you to keep explaining it. Explain it again. Can you show me that? Oh, now I get it. So that is a really big plus, and I really believe that has to do with your self-confidence. And
I was gonna say, Angel, you and I have worked together a bit, and spelling is a challenge for those who have dyslexia, correct?
Most of the time. There's lots of variations of dyslexia.
And so when we work together, we're working maybe on some copy or something. And over the time that we've worked together, I've seen your self-confidence and your ability to spell just blossom. And you're gaining more and more confidence and getting things right more and more often, the more complex words. So I just have to say, you're doing the work, you're keeping at it, and kudos to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And, the emails that I put out and on Facebook that I put out, it's a confidence when I'm doing it that I got this. And it's through the Speakers Pathway Coalition, through the executive directors and through your coaching that's helped. But also it is an internal self-confidence.
Well, thank you so much. And I've got to give a shout out to both of you because Dandy Don, as co-founder of Speakers Pathway Coalition, he was the brainchild of doing all the coaching sessions because he wanted to make sure people, did not get left behind. He wanted to make sure that whatever we were putting out there, that people had an opportunity to be able to comprehend it and mentally digest it. So, Dandy, I want to tip my hat to you on that one there. And the thing about you, Angel, I want to tip my hat to you is that you're just a bundle of energy. You're just pure joy to be around. And I mean, you look forward to making not only yourself happy, but many other people happy. And that's what's so encouraging. That's why we wanted to have you on the show today and talk about dyslexia, because we know there's a lot of people out there that suffer from it. And some people may be unfairly beat up about that. And we wanted to, you just tell your story and share your happy movement and your shine on movement. Tell us a little bit about that shine on moment, if you would. In fact, we're getting about 1 minute away from commercials, so we'll bring that back after commercial. I wasn't watching my time here. I apologize for that. But let me ask you one question. How did you get started with your shine on movement? We'll just answer that question there and we'll be ready to go.
Oh, it came when I was a kid. When I was a kid, when I kept saying to Mama, "Why am I so happy all the time, Mama?" I'll tell you more about that when we come back, because there's a whole story about that teacher saying, "Hey, you're not good enough."
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's like Thomas Edison. The teacher told his mother that he was not very smart, and she said, "He's smarter than any kid you got." And, it's just really amazing. We're about 30 seconds away from commercial, but ladies and gentlemen, if you know of someone that is suffering from dyslexia or has dyslexia, I should say, please let them know about this broadcast and download the podcast for them or tune them in on iTunes. And if you would be so kind as to share this and subscribe to the channel, we would greatly appreciate it. We just thank you so much. And Dandy Don, you've just done so much good work with Angel, and I really appreciate that, brother.
So it's always a pleasure and an honor.
Well, we'll be right back right after these messages.
SpeakersPathway.com is the proud sponsor of Your Future Is Now, a show dedicated and aligned in perfect harmony with the vision and mission of Speakers Pathway. Dr. Sony Jackson's expertise is on the art of marketing while cultivating a long-term customer relationship in your business world. Do you know what to say or how to deliver your message to complete strangers? If so, Sony can help you. Tamara Hunter is a cancer survivor and works with people to focus their message or mission to the audience they want to reach. Do you feel called to create a movement to make the world a better place? If so, Tamara can help you. For additional information from any of our executive training directors, go to speakerspathway.com. That is speakerspathway.com.
Close your eyes and imagine living your life without limits. Where would you go? Who would you meet? What would you do? During an Uncover Your Hidden Genius session, you will discover what's keeping you from living your life with purpose, passion, and fulfillment of your potential. You'll get a clear vision of the steps you need to take to uncover your hidden genius so that you can live a life without limits. Sessions can be done over the phone, Skype, or in person. Find out more at www.joycebufordempowers.com or by calling 903-287-0747.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jim Grant. Your Future is Now is sponsored by SpeakersPathway.com, and I'm joined by my good friend and business partner and co-founder of SpeakersPathway.com, Dandy Don McGrath. And Dandy Don, we've got some complimentary gifts there, don't we, brother?
We absolutely do, and there's quite a few of them. All you have to do is go to SpeakersPathway.com. That's our home page. Right in the middle of the page, there's something that says complimentary gifts, and go feast on some of these great information products that we're making available to you on us. So Preston Martelli, who's one of our executive training directors, has some fantastic information there that you can download. It's about creating an action plan around creating a great brand. There's lots of confusion about what a brand is, and people can spend a ton of time and a ton of money trying to figure it out. Well, Preston gives you 90 action steps to get you to the next level in your branding. So it's practical stuff. All you got to do is go to speakerspathway.com, complimentary gifts right in the middle, and then scroll down and see Preston's gift.
Absolutely. And also, too, ladies and gentlemen, when you select one of those free complimentary gifts, you are not going to be hounded or put on an email list or chased down or anything like that, because we want you to earn any business that we get. We feel that's the right way. And right before the break, we were talking to Angel Marie Monachelli, the Shine On lady. She's got a Shine On movement, and she was going to share with us why she was so happy as a kid. What had she done?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, Angel, you were sharing that with us, and share it with our audience.
Oh, I would love to. And, when I was in about third grade, we had a parent-teacher conference, and the teacher and then my mom was talking, and I was just sitting there being very fidgety because I'm like hyper anyway. And all of a sudden the teacher gets up, my mom gets up. We start to go to the door, and the teacher gets up and says, well, by the way, Angel probably will not make it through high school, let alone go to college. I remember my mom looking at me, and I'm looking at her. She comes down to my level, and she says to me, baby, you don't listen to her. She takes me, looks at the lady, the teacher, and walks out. Well, I knew something was wrong. My mom's a smart lady. So she took me through testing, and that's when they figured that I have dyslexia. Mm-hmm. The thing is, though, is dyslexia now is different than it was 30 years ago. They just put me in all of these special ed classes and assumed that I was stupid. But yet what happened is being so highly functional, being an athlete, they couldn't figure out what was going on, but they figured out that I could not spell very well or read very well. But it never got in my way because my mama said to me that day, don't you listen to her, you're special. And that rang true to me. Having one person, if you're a listener and you have dyslexia and you're feeling like you can't make it, or what am I going to do with remember something, Einstein, Tesla, they are great minds, brilliant. The way we look at, and I say we with dyslexia, we look at things and how we discover them is brilliant. And I say that a lot. Angel Marie, you're brilliant. And that is a vibrational field, saying my first and middle name. You're brilliant. And that brings my energy, that vibration up. You're brilliant. And I will tell you, even though yesterday I was on the line with an executive director, Sony Jackson, brilliant lady. Oh my gosh. Brilliant. Helps me so much with my writing. But I was very frustrated. And I was having a really challenged time getting everything out. She never made fun. She just stayed with me. She didn't take over and do it herself. Nope, she didn't do that either. But she calmed down and she said, come on, Angel, you can do this. And she was encouraging. But I was in a place of frustration. So it doesn't matter if you're young, old, it still can frustrate. But what did I do? I did some breathing and I raised my vibration. I even walked away for a few minutes and came back. So I encourage you out there, if you're having those challenges with the dyslexia and it just hits you right in the middle of the stomach, I want you to change your environment, raise your vibration. I call that the shine on shake. Move around, get it moving, and you you, Dawn and Jim, laugh because you know what the shine on shake is. You've seen it. You've done it with me on stage in front of the vets, which helps you move your energy field. And when you do that, you have more clarity and focus, and you give yourself permission. And isn't that a big one, guys? Give yourself permission to be where you're at right now. And I'm constantly doing that in my life. And when I give myself permission to be where I'm at, then I ask for help. Bottom line. And then I go out and I say, hey, I need some help. Hey, Dawn, I need some help. Dawn, I've got this done and I've got a brain dump, but I really need the help to put it together.
Oh, yeah. As you were talking about that, the thing that popped in my mind was just simply count your blessings in life and don't beat yourself up. That's the thing that just kind of popped in my mind. And when we were laughing, I know what Don was laughing at, and I know what I was laughing at because Don looked over at me when I was doing them gyrations, and he got the giggles. I'm glad we got that on film. I want to pass it down to my grandkids, Oh, my goodness. We had a lot of fun out there. We really did. And tell us about the Shine On movement, how all that came about, if you would, please.
Well, that really came about when I was a kid, because that was one of the things I asked my mom. I said, Mom, how and why am I always in such that high vibration? What's going on? And she said, when you were a kid, you always just wanted everyone to get along, to have fun and be in joy. You never looked at things in a negative way. You always looked in a positive way. So I really believe that shine has always been within me, and to create a place where other people can shine. So the Shine On movement is about raising your energy in such a level that your vibrational field really radiates out and causes a ripple effect that impacts the whole world. And the simplest thing is it's really impacting you as the person, but it impacts your family, your friends, your community, and then the world, because it's all about the quantum field of energy. And many people thought, I have energy. I understand it. I walk into a room and my stomach drops. I know that's energy. But, they're not really understanding that I found is what to do with their energy. How to really raise it, when to raise it, when you see something, when you are stagnant for more than an hour sitting, getting up and getting moving, because that helps you in your field to be more productive, have more clarity and focus. Well, I think the biggest one is it empowers you with some healthy self-care. Isn't that the big thing right now? It's about understanding how to have self-development, how to have self-care, how to put yourself first. And that is part of the Shine On movement also. Raising your energy, you will see things and you will perceive things differently. And I'm just thrilled that Speakers Pathway Coalition and all the directors and members, they're so in line with that. And it's even like Bill says, one of the coaches, Bill will say, Angel, stop complaining. And, sometimes you do. And I'm being a parent, sometimes you do start to complain. You don't realize how that downs your energy.
I remember once you shared with me, Angel, that most of us, I remember you shared with me this energy scale and how most of us kind of walk around at a pretty low level. I forget the numbers, but how most of us are at a pretty low vibrational energy. And I know you then help people to kind of shift that energy. Can you share more about that?
Absolutely. And, it's a good point, because that vibrational chart, it's an emotional vibrational chart. And it is proven scientifically that we run, because if we could plug you in, you could light up the whole room, if not the whole entire house and block. So it's proven that we're vibration, frequency, and energy, and that the emotions absolutely control what happens in our life. So in that chart, when we're in shame, blame, guilt, fear, and a lot is in that place of what? Lack. Oh my gosh, how am I going to make the bills? Oh, I'm only making this amount of money. I see this in my bank account. Oh my God. And what happens is we're in this lower vibration, like 200, 300. When we come up the chart, love is around 528 actually. And 528 is love, but above that is joy. Now, if I ask you out there, listeners, go ahead and put yourself in love. Go ahead and love yourself. You go, what is that, right? I mean, you're not really sure what and how to do that exactly, because we've all had heartache. But when I say, hey, Dawn, hey, Jim, hey, listeners, I want you to go to a joyous place. Go in a joyous place in your brain. Some of you go to the birth of your child. Some of you go to your relationship in your husband or wife or partner. Some of you go, I walk in nature. Some of you go with your pet and the unconditional love and the pet of going out into the woods and having your dog run around and feeling that greatness, that joy. Are you there yet? You're smiling. You just raised your vibration. And it's proven that when you're in, and you said it earlier, Jim, it's love, yes, then it goes joy, and on the chart it goes to gratitude and appreciation. And when you walk around in that, no matter what is happening, what happens is you raise your vibration and you change, and that ripple effect impacts the whole world. And that's what we're seeing, right? I mean, there's like a lot of chaos out there right now. But yet what we're seeing is we're seeing a lot of positivity in people.
Yeah, because I want to go back to what I mentioned earlier about the young man at the Pathway for Vets event. They had a lot of problems. He was homeless and everything. I am convinced that when we saw him up on stage, you know, when Don was laughing at me doing the Shine On movement and the dance, and I was doing something between the Boogaloo and the Watusi or something like that. But when I saw him there, it was like he was totally out of character, because he was troubled, he was worried, he was caught up in the physical, and you raised his vibration outside the physical into the spiritual realm, you might say. I mean, because he was just, he wasn't focused on his lack as far as being homeless, his problems that were all physical. He just turned on to that vibration, that energy. So I'm very, very much convinced that you were a huge part in his life too. And it just goes to show, whenever you start raising vibration, you start paying it forward. Like a smile, if you smile at someone, you'll normally get a smile back. But if you frown at someone, what you going to get? They'll probably look away. We'll be right back right after these messages.
This show, Your Future Is Now, is sponsored by SpeakersPathway.com. And just like the show, we are dedicated and aligned in perfect harmony with the same vision and mission of helping people to find their future. Is fear holding you back from your calling or your life mission? Do you struggle with taking that first step? If so, Bill Henrich is our catalyst to help you create perspectives with new possibilities that will bring you more peace, more joy, more love in your life and freedom. Do you struggle trying to build your strategy? Do you know how to reach your end results? If not, Gigi Ames is your expert in strategy and helping you create your step-by-step game plan to reach your finish line. For more information on creating the life you want to live, reach out to Bill Henrich. Or if Gigi Ames can help you with building your strategy with your end goal in sight, go to SpeakersPathway.com. That is SpeakersPathway.com.
It's words you never heard.
Did you know you can burn as many calories in 45 minutes of yard work as in 30 minutes of aerobics? Yard work is a total body workout consisting of pushing, pulling, lifting, and carrying. Using a push mower alone can burn 300 to 500 calories in an hour. Raking and bagging with a pooking fork, that's a fork often used in gardening, burns about 330 calories per hour. Cleaning and digging with the dibble, that little hand spade, can burn approximately 400 calories an hour. Stay fit by horb gorbling. That's just puttering around the yard. To me, a perfect summer day is when the sun is shining, the birds are singing, and the lawnmower is broken.
It's words you never heard.
I'm Carolyn Davidson, and you can have fun challenging your words you never heard vocabulary with my free app, Too Funny for Words.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jim Grant. Your Future is Now is sponsored by the Speakers Pathway Coalition at speakerspathway.com. And also with us today, Dandy Don, you are the co-founder of the speakerspathway.com, and we have some complimentary gifts there. Would you share with the audience one of those, please, sir?
We do on speakerspathway.com. Just go to our homepage, or right in the center, there's complimentary gifts. Right at the top of that page, what you'll see is a picture of one of our executive training directors, Koji Somalde. And what Koji is offering is something that I believe people pay thousands of dollars for. It's a video audit across your social media platforms. He'll watch and review and assess your video content. This is on us. So this is on the Koji, I should say. So, boy, just take advantage of that. If you use video in your business, go and take advantage of this. Speakerspathway.com, complimentary gifts. Click the button.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's a classic example of what we're doing here and what we're all about. It's about paying it forward and helping people and, showing people that you don't have to pay for everything, that you need. I mean, because there's people out there willing to help you. And like our guest today, Angel Marie, she just loves giving. She loves to create joy. And Dandy Don, she's like you. I think she's an author, isn't she?
She absolutely is, and I cherish her book on my shelves. And Angel, tell us more how you came to write your book.
I would love to, because having dyslexia and then being and writing a book, holy moly, I never, ever thought that would be something I would do. But when I was very much just drawn, because the Shine On movement and what it means, and to have this book that really helps every day. And it's called Shine On, 52 Secrets for Greater Success and Higher Self-Esteem. And you just take one a day, one of the secrets, or one a week. Some people call them focus words. And you just take one of those, and then it has a description of it, a story about me or a story about someone else about that focus word. And then it has what Shine says. Yes, on the cover is my dog, Shine, and she is a cattle dog, and she talks in every chapter. And then there's also an action step. And that's the huge thing. When I started writing this with the dyslexia, someone told me, I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And because like Einstein and Tesla and Steve Jobs were brilliant, what I came up with was to go on to Google Docs and speak it. And that's what I did. I spoke all of my stories. I just started talking into it, and then I would fix it, because I can fix it. And then I had an editor where she could see the Google Doc, and I was seeing the Google Doc at the same time. We didn't have to be in the same place, just over the air. And we started to fix stories. Then we started going in, and I came up with all of the different chapters. And what really came out of it was a workbook to help you in your self-care, your self-development, but help you to shine your light, help you to raise your energy every day with a new story, with a new way of thinking, a new perception. And like we said earlier, when you accept who you are, you're aware of who you are, and you give yourself permission to be where you're at right now. And isn't that a big one? That you can see the project in front of you, the things that you want to do, and you can approach it in a different way, that you calmly go through it and say, this is what I'm doing, and it is perfect in every single way. I know that perfect word is a hard one, but you know what? You really are, because you're shining your light the way that you show up, and it's your story, and people want to hear it. So if you got a book inside of you, you have dyslexia, and I don't care if you don't have dyslexia, if you just start writing it. Just start not writing it, but start speaking it into Google Docs. It'll change your whole world.
You know, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because when I've researched a little bit about people famous people that suffer from dyslexia, one of the individuals that I always liked a lot of his shows. He was a producer of many shows, a writer on many shows, Stephen J. Cannell. And when you look at the list of shows he was a writer and producer of, my goodness gracious, The Greatest American Hero, The A-Team, Hardcastle McCormick, 21 Jump Street. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And he did exactly what you were talking about there, Angel. There was a lot of things that, he just, couldn't do. So he would go to his secretary, and he would just dictate to her what his thoughts were, and she got it down, and he was good to go. He was very, very successful. He found a way around his, living with the dyslexia. He did not hold it back, and I'm so glad you shared that with the folks, to be able to just go to Google Docs and just record it. That's amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely. And, anything that you suffer from, there's ways, if you ask for help, that you can get help, and there's workarounds. And also just to accept the fact, because there's times when I'm doing just a Facebook post and I have to figure out a different way to say it, or I have to say it into my phone and then get the spelling of it. And then I have wonderful people that will personally message me and say, Angel, you used woman instead of woman, or you know how that one is? And that one always gets me. And I'm like, thank you. I don't see it. I don't recognize it, but yet I'm still brilliant. And so are you. And there's no suffering from dyslexia. There's no suffering from anything, because we're on this adventure. And this adventure is raising your energy, seeing your life in a different way, and asking for help.
Absolutely. And, Don, I got to, tip my hat to you again, because when we created the Speakers Pathway Coalition, you were always so focused on making sure that people had the information they needed to be able to understand it, to be able to provide coaching and things of this nature. And that comes from many years of your leadership. And would you be kind enough just to share a little bit about, you and the leadership skills that you've developed over the years and the teams that you've led in that area, please?
Absolutely. And I hope that's something that I bring to the team at Speakers Pathway. I in my previous professional life, I led teams of engineers designing semiconductor chips used in the cloud storage and things of that nature. And these had almost 500 million transistors on them, extremely complex things. And, it's easier to get 500 million transistors to work together than to get a team of 12 people. So, I led groups of engineers doing those things, and I loved that. I learned a lot about leading people, and it's one of the things I tried to bring to the party in Speakers Pathway.
Yeah, and you're also an author. You've written 6 books, and 4 of them are bestsellers. And what is one of the common things? I know that Angel does this a lot, and you do it a lot, but what's one of the key factors for an author? If someone wants to write a book, what's one thing they've got to be good at to be successful?
They have to get it out of their head that I could never do that, right? That they're not good enough to be an author, that no one wants to hear what they have to say. About half the people that I meet, when they find out I'm an author, they'll say, I want to write a book. But, 0.1% of people actually do it. And we live with this thing in our head telling us we're not good enough, we're not smart enough. I don't have this, I don't have that. So look at Angel. She could have said, well, I have dyslexia. I can't write a book. Are you kidding me? But no, she said, how do I do this? And she asked for help. So if you want to write a book, my biggest thing is start writing, start writing or transcribing, and be creative like Angel was.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, Angel, in addition to being a great book writer and all of that, because you got a great book, and I really enjoy it because I really treasure the copy that you gave me that you signed. It means a lot to me. But also, too, you also honed your skills to be a speaker, didn't you?
Oh my gosh, I am so thrilled and honored to be in front of hundreds of people, being able to share the Shine On movement. But it's not just the movement about raising your energy. It's all of the tips, techniques to help just have better self-care and self-development. And kudos to Koji and Bill. I mean, you've named some of them already, and Sony and Preston from the Speaker's Pathway that has really helped me to hone those. But I think one of the biggest things, not only just honing them, it's the ability to be able to stand up there and have that self-confidence. That's what you've helped with. You've given me, yes, skills, but you've also given me that self-confidence and that I have a message. And you know what, listeners, you have a huge message out there and you can put it in a book. But you know what, getting in front of 100, 200 people and having the coaching, I mean, you're world class, Don. You've been in front of hundreds and hundreds, and how many speeches? And you know, and the other speakers. It's just been really amazing to be able to step into that and have that confidence. So, yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because, you know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also a public speaker and taught in the military for 12 years. But there was a time when I was scared to death to do any type of public speaking. I just couldn't do it. And it's just that, you know, I always had that fear would just grab me. And so one of the things that I share my story, but I created a little book that's Overcoming the Fear of Public Speaking. And if you would like to have that, it will teach you how you can overcome the fear of public speaking. Please go to speakerspathway.com and you'll see my picture there, and just send me an email at jim@speakerspathway.com or whatever. So I like to have a copy of that, because what we're doing here, folks, we're taking down all of the, you know, the barriers that's in your mind that's holding you back. That's what Angel's been talking about. She doesn't let anything hold her back. When she reaches a gap that she cannot cross by herself, she says, hey, I need somebody to help me build me a bridge here. And that's what we do here. And that's what we do with, you know, that's what you should do too, is be able to help one another as we travel down the pathway of life. That's why we're here. And Don, I mean, the way you do your one-on-one coaching every Saturday, man, that's amazing. That's really a blessing to a lot of people, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. I don't need to interrupt, but absolutely. And Jim, with your book, and it's been invaluable, and all the tips, it's just been amazing.
Yeah, it's what I'm doing there is just sharing where I came from. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to take a break. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Your Future Is Now is sponsored by SpeakersPathway.com, and just like the show, we are dedicated and aligned in perfect harmony with the same vision and mission of helping people define their future. You may have heard that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, a video is worth 1,000 pictures. Koji Sumaldi says if you're not using video in 2019, you're going to get left behind. Most people feel lost or confused when it comes to marketing. Preston Martelli is a marketing guru whose strategies are both art and science in growing your business. Preston helps you make the right decisions that are predictable, measurable, and scalable. For additional information about Koji, Preston, or any of our executive training directors, go to our website at speakerspathway.com. That is speakerspathway.com.
So last night, my husband was laughing as he was reading about the differences between men and women. According to the article, men get single tusks or hiccups more often than women. Everyone knows that women are better at multitasking than men. I'm good at both multitasking and procrastinating, which means right now there are 28 things that I'm putting off until later. What's another word for a person who puts everything off until the last minute? A cunctator. Women blink nearly twice as much as men, and while men can read smaller print than women can hear better. In fact, when a woman says, "What?" she heard you. She's just giving you a chance to change what you said.
It's words you never heard.
I'm Carolyn Davidson, and you can have fun challenging your words you never heard vocabulary with my free app, Too Funny for Words.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jim Grant. Your Future is Now is sponsored by SpeakersPathway.com, and at SpeakersPathway.com, Dandy Don, we've got some complimentary gifts there, don't we, sir?
We certainly do. At SpeakersPathway.com, that's our homepage. Right in the middle, there's something that says complimentary gifts. Click on that. Brings you to a page, and one of the valuable tools that are on there is from our executive training director, Bill Heinrich, who is a high-level business coach. And Bill deals a lot in the metaphysical. He's helped Jim and I quite a bit figure out how to follow the energy in our business. And he has an incredible, incredible tool there to help you to manifest the things that you desire, that you want to manifest in this life. He has a tool. Just go click on the Get Your Free Gift and download valuable information.
Absolutely. And right before the break, we were talking with Angel Marie Monachelli, the Shine On Movement lady. And Dandy Dodge, she was going to share some other information with us, wasn't she?
Well, one thing that has impressed me in working with Angel is just the breadth of things that she has been able to do and the tools that she has access to. I mean, she does coaching, she does Reiki healing, she leads Tai Chi classes. I mean, she does so many things. So, Angel, just share a little bit more about one of those things that you're passionate about.
Oh, I'm passionate about all of them. I am. But you know what really gets me going? You know, the Shine On Movement is about raising your vibration. However, understanding energy, and that has been since over 20 years working with Reiki, universal life force energy. We all have it. It doesn't matter if we name it Reiki or we name it something else, but we all have universal life force energy. That's quantum physics. That's the non-physical. And stepping into the universal life force energy and being able to teach people how to look at what their energy is, where to protect it, to boost it, to understand, and to understand that they can absolutely, scientifically, medically proven, heal themselves by changing their mindset, by being mindful. And that is where the empowerment coaching came in, because my students say, "Hey, Angel, you empower me, you help me, you show me, you give me the experience to show me these different things." And it's not just, here's the information, do this, does it? No, it's let's do it together, let's experience it together, and then go out and do the self-care, and the self-development will come, and you'll really step into that. The Tai Chi helps to move vibrational frequency. We all want to move things out. We all want to create, and it helps us open up that vessel within us. And we've heard that, you know, you put gas in the car and you run the car. But what are you putting in you? What is the vessel? What are you putting in? If it's negative, if it's always downing, if it's coming from lack, we kind of talked about that with the emotional chart. It's time for now to have that mindset that helps us to create more energy, that helps us to shine on. And that's the whole thing about the movement. And I'm so excited that both you and the Speaker's Pathway has embraced the ambassador system, the ambassador program that I'm getting ready to roll out. And you have all just like, this is great stuff. So I really appreciate that too.
And well, you're more than welcome. And I'll tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 71 years of age, and I'm the old boy here. And what's really shocking is that, you know, I had to open my mind a little bit and turn on to living and to embrace, you know, the change, to be able to open my mind and, you know, just just like talking with Bill, I mean, Don mentioned it earlier that Bill, he's a great coach for us. He's a great coach for you too, Angel. And you guys are in sync, I know, because you both vibrate the same energy. And when you get caught up in that, then you start to realize, oh my gosh, I've been wasting too much time in my mind stuck in the physical world. That's really sad, isn't it? But at least I'm honest about it, and I encourage you, so if there's anyone out there listening that says, well, I'm not real sure what they're talking about, just take a deep breath and relax, because Don, as you and I have seen with Bill Heinrich on board, a high-level business coach that never talks about business, and he gets us out of the physical world into the vibration of the universe, as he calls it, and it takes you to a much higher level, the highest level you can possibly be. Wouldn't you agree with that?
It absolutely does. And Angel, if someone's listening to this, they're sitting out there and they're feeling like, gosh, I go through frustration. Sometimes I've got all this negativity and I stew in it. What's the first thing you would suggest that they do?
Shift your vibration and get out of there. Get up, because you're probably sitting, you're laying, you're in your brain, you're in your head. Get out of your head. Get up, change the environment, move, scream, yell, hum, I don't care, cry. You have to shift the physical. The third dimensional physical body must shift so that you can have a new perspective on your life. And that's the biggest one, because we don't take the time, because I could say, just go and take a deep breath. Well, that's not going to help if you're still stuck in the same yuck in your house or your bed. You've got to get up. Yes, there's an action to take. Get up.
I look at it like this. I tell people, all you got to do is just take a deep breath, relax, and dump all that mental baggage you're dragging around and set yourself free. And Angel, if someone would like to say, hey, I want to know more about this lady, I want her to tell me more, how can they get in touch with you, please?
Well, you can always get in touch with me through Facebook, because I'm all over Facebook, and then Instagram. But also you can go to angelmarieshines.com. And just click on there and let's do something. Let's get together and get some empowerment coaching going, get a Reiki session. I guarantee you, guarantee you it'll change your life. That's for sure. And if you want the book, you go to Amazon or go to my website and, I will sign it and infuse it with Reiki energy and clearing and send it right out. And what I love to do, too, is wherever you're at in the country, we can always do a Zoom call or a Skype call, and we do the empowerment coaching, which I call is more of that self-care, self-development. It helps you to raise your energy, to see your life in a different perspective.
Mm-hmm. And so if someone just wanted to, to visit with you a little bit and kind of like a complimentary thing, would you talk with them for 15 or 20 minutes or something of that nature, please?
Absolutely. I have a 30-minute, actually.
Oh, a 30-minute. Okay.
Yeah, I have a 30 that they can contact me through my website and schedule right there on my website. And we'll do a 30-minute, and I call it a welcome and discovery. Just meaning you can ask me all the kinds of questions, and I know you'll walk away with lots of tips because I'm a teacher, for sure.
You definitely walk away with a lot of value. That's the most important thing. And most importantly, too, ladies and gentlemen, that would give you the opportunity to experience what Angel's talking about and being able to get out of that physical world that drags you down. And it robs you of your health. It robs you of your energy. It robs you of your happiness.
Oh, I don't mean to interrupt, Jim, but it's so right on, because raising your vibration takes your brain can only do one thing at a time. Raising the vibration helps me to stay out of the things that I'm diagnosed with: lupus, fibromyalgia, arthritis, Sjogren's, a crushed foot. And you know what? I can move and do Tai Chi and be in that high level vibration because that pain receptors are not snapping, because I'm not focused on them. I'm focused on raising my vibration. Huge.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Don, in working with Angel and seeing her go and grow, I mean, she's just simply electrifying, isn't she?
Absolutely. And as you were sharing with us, Angel, the one thing, which is to get up and move. I've experienced that on this trip that I'm on, where I'll walk outside, just out of I'm traveling around in a 25-foot travel trailer. I'll walk outside, and just that effect of walking outside in the sunshine, it raises my vibration. So if I totally understand what you're saying, and if you're out there and you're listening to this and you're feeling like, gosh, I'm not really where I want to be energetically, I'm not really having the feelings that I want to have, take Angel up on her offer. Go to her website, find her on Facebook, stalk her, track her down, and have a session with her.
Yeah, watch my stories every morning. My stories, you'll smile. You really will.
Oh yeah, she's just high energy. It really is. She's just a joy to be around, and just a pleasure. Having her in your life. I mean, Angel is she brings so much energy and happiness and joy. And with all the things going on in our lives, ladies and gentlemen, all the negativeness around the world that's shoved in our face, we need to just take an about face and walk away from that stuff and say, I'm going to set myself free. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to be happy, and nobody can stop me. How about that? You like that?
It's so true. It's so true. And it's so exciting to be able to go to events and to be on stage, and they have one speaker. And some of them, that I go to, like the healthcare, they're teaching them.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't really want to be there. Some of them don't want to be there. And, some of these events and conferences, because they have to teach them something, or they have to be there. And to be able to be on stage and talk to them about how to raise their vibration, what energy really is, what the confidence is, and how to be in more joy, and then to actually get them up, they actually are able to be more focused and learn more.
And we're all going to be together out there in Phoenix, Arizona at iNetwork Expo with Robert Jones and Sean Jones and their people. And you're going to be there, and Dandy Don's going to be there. And Dandy Don has promised he will give you a free autograph if you come out there. I mean,
it might be worth something someday. More than $32.
Absolutely. And, I'm excited. I'm going to be on a panel for wellness, talking about Reiki, talking about what it really means and what it is. And I'm excited to have all the executive directors from Speakers Pathway out there, and being with iNetwork Expo. Very exciting. They have great speakers, and I'm just thrilled that I'm going to be able to be in front of everyone too and explaining what I do.
Yeah, for more information on this event, since we're running out of time, you can get in touch with Angel there at her website, or you can get in touch with us at speakerspathway.com. Just say, hey, tell me more about the event in Phoenix. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in today. We'll see you next week. I'm Jim Grant. Have a wonderful weekend.